dije que I
Cheers
don't
to
want to
everybody.
drink anymore. And here we go again.
No, you didn't. You're the one that told me to go downstairs and get some
You
champagne.
said, do we have cold champagne? I said
You
no.
said go downstairs and get some.
Downstairs. Well, you're asking me. I'll give you the answer to your problem. There's some downstairs. We have everything downstairs. This place is actually very dangerous to live at. Right? Do you agree? Yeah.
I think it's the best place to live at, actually.
Yeah.
Especially because there's so many cool things we could do here.
Yeah. My kids are extra crazy today, so I don't know if you can hear them screaming. Even the little one is crazy now.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started, and we're going on Instagram for a bit. 10 minutes on Instagram. You guys watching this on Instagram, you gotta text that number if you want to get the private link, because we're just gonna be here for 10 minutes. We're gonna cut it off, and we're gonna stay to the Zoom. And what I want to get started with was what you think about the whole Driven Mastermind. It was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was she kept cutting me off like a couple of times. She cut me off, but it was all good. We gave a lot of I think a lot of value. A lot of people were really excited.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite part about the Mastermind?
Just everybody that showed up. You know, it's amazing to see how many people need advice and want to get better and want to improve, just maybe don't have the right people around to help them reach that next level, because a lot of the times we have to understand that our environment is everything, and it takes a lot to be okay with knowing that there are some people you're going to have to get rid of, regardless of if they're family or not, because when toxic things get into your mindset, it's very hard to snap out of it and get away, if that makes any sense. So I got so much positive feedback from all the ladies that were there, a lot of the guys that were there, and I don't know, it just makes me so happy to be able to help so many people. And a lot of our girls, they showed up alone. You know, there was a lot of beautiful women at our mastermind, everybody beautiful people. And they're like, Syl, I came alone, and I was so happy to see that there's so many amazing, like, welcoming people that are here, you know, to welcome me and to make me feel like I didn't come here alone, you know. And that's really what I feel that we attract a lot of good people, because the minute that we notice any type of toxic or negative vibes, you know, we cut them off completely. And I know this has happened to a lot of people. We just, you know, we don't have time for that, and we refuse to be part of any kind of negativity, because life is going to throw so many things at you that you can't, there's no more room for bullshit.
Yeah. And guys, we got back late yesterday, right? Yeah, late last night. We got here late last night, and Italia was right there in the background. But
She's so
we got here late last night.
Do you want to say hello really quick? Just 1 second. If not, go back in the room, baby. You just want to say hi to mommy. Kids want what they want. Okay, come here, my sweetheart. Okay, real quick. Can you say hello to our friends?
I can't.
You can. Okay, tell me in my ear, because you got to go. Tell me in my ear.
Mommy, you know what? I was share an auntie, and also I love you.
I love you more. Give me a kiss.
Mommy, I forgot to tell you something else.
Okay, sweetie, we're in the middle of a meeting. What would you like?
I just want some crackers.
Okay, you're going to get crackers. Run. Give me a kiss, and I'm going to get you a surprise after. Besito, mama. Mama and daddy love you. Run. Say excuse me, everybody. Say excuse me, friends.
All right, guys. So yeah, that's just real time live video. Things like this happen. So we got here late last night. So we had a great time in Vegas. The Driven Mastermind was really I loved it. And one of the biggest things that you guys that didn't make it maybe missed that I want to talk about is my triangle. And it's the first time that I share my triangle, and it's what made us. It's the only way I was able to get to. We were able to get to 10 figures, meaning 10 million plus, and that's by building the triangle. So the first time we started the company was the mortgage guy, and the mortgage guy evolved to the mortgage guys. You probably saw the video that I posted this morning, but the mortgage guy became the mortgage guys because one mentor, Patrick David, told me once. And we're masterminding and we're brainstorming on how can we make the company grow? How can we attract more big superstars, rock stars, people that are going to be leaders in the company. And I always had the problem where people came and left, came and left, came and left, women and men. And why? Because these people had huge egos. And the biggest monsters, producers, they have a big ego. And nothing bad with the big ego. I have a big ego. She has a big ego. And some of you watching this that I see have big egos too. So you need a big ego to be powerful, to be number one, to be a CEO, to be that kind of a person. You have all these big guys like Ed Milet, Patrick Bet-David, Grant Cardone, just to name a few, Bobby Castro. These people all have big egos. Because if you don't have a big ego, you're not going to think big. Nobody with a small ego has become a Ray Dalio, $18 billion worth of a person. So you have to have a big ego. You have to think big. And no big ego person is going to join somebody and be his little bitch. That's what I told in the video. Nobody wants to be Albert's little bitch or Sylvia's little bitch. So, or Jomar's little bitch. So this is going to be a big lesson and something that you're going to learn through experience, Jomar, because when you want to hire other Jomars, people that are just like you, that are going to help you grow the company. I have to hire more Alberts, junior Alberts, little Jomars that are going to become Jomars, maybe better than you, but you're going to grow them and they're going to grow your company if your goal is to build $1 billion company. If your goal is to build a small $10 million company, then go ahead. You could do it by yourself with a team. But we wanted to build an enterprise. So how do we do that? We have to recruit these big monsters, women and men. Women being more powerful. Women are like the most powerful salespeople. Women control the spending. The spending power in the world is controlled by women. It's controlled by millennials. Millennial women, if you focus on millennial women, like you're into some seriousness. So I was talking about how did we build this triangle, and the first company was the mortgage guy. Patrick told me the mortgage guy is a $10 million company. You add an S, becomes $1 billion company. It becomes a company where people want to be part of, and people are going to get ownership of this company. They're going to work from the company, not for Albert. So it took me a while to understand that, and then we focused and we committed to that, and we started recruiting a lot of big stars. So now all of a sudden stars started coming and staying, coming and staying, coming and staying, and we're like, damn, we're building something. And then I added the second part, which is the real estate company. Why not do real estate and not leave anything on the table? Do the real estate, sell the houses, get the commissions for real estate, and then feed those mortgages to the mortgage guys, to the lenders. And then I said, well, how do I complete this triangle and scale the company? Because I call it my triangle. That's my company. That's our company. I said driven. Driven. Why driven? Because driven is the megaphone. Driven is this mic. Driven is where I speak and I control the narrative. When I speak, people listen. When X or when Federico or John or Louis speak, nobody listens to them. But when I speak, people listen. So it doesn't matter if you're the best loan officer or the best real estate agent. You're not better than me. You're not going to beat me in getting attention. So driven. I came back from the 10X Growth Con. And I promise you I'm going to give you a minute right now. But I came back from the 10X Growth Con and I said, I want to do something like 10X. Yeah. How am I going to do this? Let's do driven. I told her, let's do this seminar. Let's call it. She said, what are you going to call it? And I said, drive. I always miss it by a letter. So the mortgage guy, I had to add an S and it became the mortgage guys. So I said, we're going to call it drive. And then she said, well, it doesn't sound that good. It's missing a letter. And I said, just at the end and let's call it driven. So we created driven, and now driven is our marketing company where we control the narrative. I control the narrative, and I'm able to recruit people for Ambiance Realty and for the mortgage guys. And now the company is growing. Now, when you have your triangle, what do? Now you create companies inside the company, and you start adding a company inside, and you start offering more services, increases the value. And then when you sell this company, people are going to pay billions of dollars. So this was what I got excited. Remember, I was kind of like, it was a long day and I was like, started off slow. And this got me really excited because I started talking about billions. And then I guaranteed everybody that was there, I guaranteed them that in 4 years, the company was going to be worth $1 billion. Guaranteed.
So what I want to add to that, you already know I wanted to interrupt you. I'm working on not being so like crazy.
I'm so rude.
So I'm not rude. I have something to say. So having an ego, for the record, is not a bad thing. You have to know how to control your ego, right? People let their ego take over, and then it's like you don't even know. You turn into this nasty person, and you don't want to be that. So egos are not a bad thing, for the record. I know you know, people think that that's a bad thing. Everybody has an ego, you know, some bigger than others depending on your success. But then again, whatever you already are, remember that money, power, whatever is going to enhance it. So for the record, and yes, he went to, I didn't go to the 10X with him. I think it was in Miami, right? That's where you met Sam?
That was the first 10X. Yeah.
Sam Bakhtiar, that's where you met him?
Yes, the first time I met Sam.
Yes. So Albert comes back and he's so excited. And, you know, me, like as his wife, as the person that loves him, as a person that backs him up, as a person that tells him that he's fucking crazy when I think he's being super crazy, I'm like, there's no way we're going to be able to do that. Like, how do we do that? So he brought this back to me. And how did I watch there was a replay, like there was like a video. How did I watch that? Because he's like, this is what I want to do. And I'm like, okay, like even though I'm not an expert, I've never at that point organized an event. I was like, let's do it. So I sat with him. Do you remember watching 10X together?
Yeah, well, I think I bought the replay, so we were watching the replay.
Yes, we were watching the replay. Because obviously if you're going to do something, see, I'm a firm believer in like, okay, copy what works, right? You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be the best. You just have to get started, because people want everything to be perfect. They want to plan everything out, you know, and I'll get into a little bit of a story with what happened with our event, which it was a driven mastermind that then turned into my birthday party. But so I'm watching this with him. I'm like, okay, cool. So there's a host, there's speakers, blah, 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 blah. Right. So we're putting this thing together and I'm like, okay, then I'm listening to the speeches, like what they were trying to do as far as this event. Right. And that's really how we did it, you know, because even the first driven, like, it was crazy. See, every event is crazy.
One of the things that we do is you compliment me so much. Like you secretly motivate me every day because she has a big mouth. I don't know if you guys
his biggest
notice.
Critic.
Like just so her big mouth, she always opens it when she knows how to push my buttons. So she'll say something and she'll kind of challenge me, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do this times 10 just to like teach her a lesson. So she's always like telling me things, and then she just secretly motivates me. I don't know if you realize that, but you do that. But what I do is I don't think about planning or organizing. I just say we're going to do this. And then I tell Steph, hey, book this date. We're going to do this. For example, the first driven. I said, we're going to call it Drive. And then they were like, we don't like that fucking name. It sounds so... And then I said, okay, Driven. Fine, done. So we did Driven. And then I told them we're going to have it September 19th. I think it was September 19th or 18th. We're going to have it. And then where are we going to have it? Who cares? We'll have it at the Ritz. So we said, okay, we'll have it at the Ritz. Done. And we booked it. I put the deposit down, and then I called my old buddy Grant, and I said, hey, can you speak at my event? He said, sure, let's do it. And then we negotiated. We put the price down. I paid him half deposit. Mm-hmm. So I put down the deposit for Grant, and I put down the deposit for the Ritz. And then I said, I'm gonna figure that out later, because I learned from him. He always said, commit and figure things out later. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to commit and figure things out later. So I just always commit. I commit, and this is something that I learned, but I executed. A lot of people go to events and they're like, oh, he said this or she said that, but you don't execute. Yeah. So I execute, but with the help of my team. She is really good at organizing and planning, but without sales, without execution, there you have nothing to organize or plan. Like, for example, if you had Bonzo solo and he couldn't sell any tickets, or people wouldn't watch him, he wouldn't control the narrative, then you would have 0 people, or maybe a couple, to organize and plan. So we said the same thing. Like, we've been doing it over and over and over, that everybody already understands how crazy it's going to be. So maybe you could tell them about how crazy it was. But we said, we're going to do this driven mastermind. And we like, I didn't plan or organize nothing. I know that she's always, she always saves me, like when it comes to organizing and planning. So I just know I have to show up and I have to be prepared to give some information that's going to be helpful to many of you for your businesses, or whether it's you're starting a business or you're going to scale your business.
Yes.
So we spoke about scaling your business. I spoke about CEO duties, innovative campaign, how to track your metrics, how to be more efficient, like the triangle that I said, you're either growing or dying. It was very interactive. Yeah. I spoke about employees. How do you give roles to employees? How do you change roles to employees to keep growing? And marketing, like marketing was huge. And I brought my friend up that's really good at marketing, became even better. But tell them how it was when we got there and we got everything laid, and then it was crazy.
If there's something that I think is like a great I don't know if it's a quality. It's just something that we do, which is we commit and then we figure it out later. So our mastermind was supposed to start at 5. And obviously, you know, the mastermind was Saturday. Friday, the governor in Nevada announced something, right? With all these rules and and they're changing everything and figuring everything out just like we are. They let us know as soon as they figure it out or decide what's the next phase, quote unquote. So I called the hotel and they're like, oh, you can only have 50 people at a time. And I was like, excuse me? When the lady told me that at the hotel, what is it called?
The hotel?
Palms
Place Penthouse.
Place Penthouse. When she told me 50 people, I almost like cried. I was like, what do you mean? Like, so my heart went all the way to my big toe because
while she was doing that, somebody DMs me, hey, Albert, if I subscribe now, can I come to your Driven Mastermind? I'm like, sure. Tag me.
I was like, Albert, stop. Like, seriously, stop. And it's crazy because they were supposed to let us in at 2. Assuming that would have actually happened, 2 o'clock, 3 hours is more than enough time for me to walk the venue. I'm talking, I've never seen it. I literally planned this event from here in California, basically. It was insane, but everything always works out. So we commit first, figure it out later. But the crazy part is that they don't let us in. They're like not letting us in. It was 4 and I was like, oh my God. I was like, because I knew, see, he's just like, oh, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to walk around, see the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we have to do this. We have to do this. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to do that and that and that and that. And even though everything always works out, it's a ton of pressure, a ton of stress. Like this time we got a lot of different things down that we haven't at some of my previous events, but it's always something, you know, and you have to be okay with that and you have to be prepared for that. And you just have to understand that you kind of have to go with the flow, moving as fast as possible. Everything turned out amazing. There was a few little glitches. One person that was, you know, supposed to speak with us didn't show up, which is fine. You know, we all have our different issues in life. And I still can't believe I was so like, holy mother. I was like doing my makeup, running around. Then the girl was doing my hair and I was running around. Like it was just super, super stressful. But it always works out, right?
I mean, everything always works out. So I always say, like, if you commit and you believe in it so much, like it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Like see, this is what I learned from. I spoke about my mentors. You know, like my principles of business. How I started the first Driven, I had 4 principles. I knew I had to become better in sales, but I knew that before sales, you got to become great at marketing. So before you can sell, you need to market in today's world. Before, it was equal. Anybody can go out there and sell.
Yeah.
But now, everything is technology-based. Everything is digital. You have to market yourself to bring people. Like before, like for example, when I used to go to bars, I used to go to the bar and face outward, meaning the girls, because I knew the girls were going to come to the bar for a drink. So they were approaching me, not me approaching them. So a lot of the guys, they would be going from girl to girl, and they were getting denied. I used to stand at the bar and then face that way, outward. So the girls would come to get a drink, and then they would make eye contact with me, and some of them would smile, and I would know, like, oh, that girl smiled because she likes me a little bit. At least I got her attention. So I would be like, hey, it's my birthday, and I want you to take a shot with me for my birthday. And that always worked. Like I used to have a lot, like I used to be like in the mood. So I'll be like, hey girl, let's have a shot. She's like, what do you mean? It's my birthday. It's my birthday. And then I had a bunch of different pickup lines. Like the other one was, I had spiky hair and I kind of resembled Oscar de la Hoya. So I used to tell girls, hey, I'm Oscar's brother. Have you ever heard about me? And they were like, oh, no. But then some girls were already kind of tipsy. They would be like, oh, yeah, I know you. Oh, you're Oscar's brother. Yeah, we're going to go to this party like after
Basically
this.
bullshit. That's what he does. He's really good bullshitter.
So it's you have to be good at getting their attention, right? Now when I started my business, my first one, I got their attention by using the Ferrari. So like when I used to be at bars, I used to face outward because the girls would come to you. So before sales, you need marketing. So I spoke about the 4 mentors that I hired in different topics, right? So one of them was sales and real estate investing, which was Grant Cardone. Paid him about 50 G's and got his information. Then I said, I need to learn from the best marketer. So I picked Ty Lopez, paid him about 50 G's, more or less. Some a little bit less, some a little bit more. and I picked his brain, stole his knowledge about marketing. Then I said, wait, I have a business. I need to learn systems and operations. Somebody that has built a company from zero, from scratch. Let me get Patrick Bet-David. Same thing. Paid him, learn that stuff from him, right? Then I said, wait, when you build an enterprise, you need to train thousands of people. So I was thinking big. How am I going to, once I have 1,000 people in the company, how am I going to train all thousands of people? I can't train them one-on-one anymore. And I can't train them in groups because it's too many people.
Yeah.
And how do I do it? So I said, Brad Lee has a virtual training platform, and he actually helped Grant make it big. Because before, Grant used to go from city to city to do presentations, travel on airplanes, never see his family, and he was just exhausted going from place to place because it's exhausting traveling. When Brad Lee introduced Lightspeed, he created Cardone University, which I also copied and created Driven Academy. So it's nothing wrong with copying things that work. Obviously, you're not going to copy it. You're not going to forge it. You're going to create your own, but you're going to create. I always see what's working, and I study people in their past. So I'll study Grant 5 years from today, 6 years from today, and I'll see what was working for them and what was not. So I'll double, triple down on what worked, and I'll leave alone what didn't work, and I focus on how can I make it better? How can I improve it? What can I tweak? And that's what I've been doing. So those 4 people. Why not learn from the best marketer to get the attention? Then why not learn from the best guy that's selling right now and that's investing in real estate? Why not learn from the best operator systems to grow our businesses? And why not grow from the best trainer, the best guy that created technology-based training? Very important, technology-based. Yeah. So I spoke about all that, but let me hand you the mic.
Yeah, guys. So bye, Instagram.
So before we do that, Instagram, if you guys want to continue watching this, text that number right there, and we're going to give you the link to the Zoom, private Zoom, and you could watch it there. We're going to log off from Instagram.
So, something else that Albert basically, he shares everything he learns with me, and I love learning. I love listening. I love being better. Even if it's a little tiny step at a time, I'm all down for now it's easier. You can do an audiobook to how can I improve a little bit? How can I make a positive change just a little bit, right? Habits, you're going to have habits, whether they're good or bad. We all have habits. They're good habits and bad habits. So you have to replace your bad habits with good habits. And you have to be aware of what are my weaknesses? What are my bad habits? So I'm the type of person, if I make $100,000, I'll save 50. If I make 20 grand, and I'm talking commissions, because before all of this craziness, I would sell real estate, and I've always had X, Y, and Z amount of money in my bank account, because I would be like, okay, if I sold a house and let's say I got 15 G's, I would put half in my savings and half in my checking account, because you know how easy it is to slide that debit card. I personally never like credit cards, because then I look and I'm like, shit, what the hell did I buy? And then you got to pay it off, and it sucks because you don't even remember what you bought. So I always loved my debit card. I would spend, based on what was sitting there, because my savings account, I never touched it. But Albert taught me something, and he was like, Syl, money is to be used. It's useless if it's sitting in your bank account. If you spend a certain amount and it's going to get you here, or it's going to get you here, or in front of this person, then you just do it. And then you just keep moving forward. Because Albert, he's really crazy. He'll be like, our first Driven event, I was like, what the fuck? He's spending all kinds of money. Luckily, we had really, really, really rich friends, right? And he's like,
I also had some pretty good credit limits.
Yeah. Audiovisual is expensive. You're talking, it's a full-on production, right? You're talking, it's going to cost anywhere from 60, 70, 80, 100 grand, depending on what you want to do with that stage. It's so many things that I've learned as I go through these events, and anybody that knows me, you guys know that I love parties. I love having fun. I love good people. I love good vibes. I love being happy, even though a lot of the times it's just so much extra craziness, and you just got to go one thing at a time. You handle the most important things that are going to get you the biggest reward, and you just keep going and going and going and going. Today, I was like, whew, from the minute I wake up, it's like nonstop. And if you guys have kids, you know exactly what I mean. You know, I don't have help till 8 a.m. on a good day. Sometimes traffic, 8:30 to me, by 8:30, I'm already like antsy because I know all the things that I have to do. I know what I have to get to. I know the priorities of the day. See, a lot of people, if you want to be better and you want to get better, you attack your priorities, your veggies, the things that are not only going to get you paid, but there are things that are going to get you out of a lawsuit, for example. There are things that are going to finalize that next big goal that you're trying to get to that you might have to time block for 2 hours to get it done. And that includes putting your cell phone away because humans are very easily distracted. That's something that I'm really working on, maximizing my time, because now I don't only have more to do. Now I have 2 kids, then I have that 3rd kid. So it becomes a lot of kids and a lot of things to do, and not to mention everybody in the company. It's just so many people. Like today we hired an amazing agent. He's been flirting with us for a while, and you know, it feels good to attract good people because you are a product of your environment, you know, and you got to put yourself in the right environment. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to hang out with? What kind of a life do you want? And those are the people that you need to hang out with. Those are the people that you need to listen to. Am I talking a lot? I'm talking a lot again.
I mean, just the kid part. But she was one of those like scary cats with their money.
Stupid.
Like
Smart
people
with my
that are excited and so proud of having their 50 G's in the bank or 100 G's in the bank. Like that's peanuts. So it's not, you don't get there from one day to the next, right? But you get there.
It takes time.
So when you start accumulating so much money, you got to think about like, hey, what am I going to do with this money to invest it? Because keeping your money in your account or wherever you have it is pointless if you're not going to use it. So I committed from the beginning, I'm going to spend 40 to 60% of my income in marketing. And what's marketing? Getting attention. That's all it is. Marketing is getting attention. If you get a paper plane and you put a 100 bill in it and you throw it, and it gets you so much attention, like that video that I did, I'm going to keep doing it.
So weird.
But you have
People
to get creative.
Are into
but
the weirdest things.
You need to get attention. Marketing is getting attention. What's the best way to market today? By getting attention on the internet, social media, because that's where everybody's at. If you get attention in a room that has 1,000 people, you're limited to the 1,000 people. Out of those 1,000 people, maybe 50% are going to pay attention to you, 50% are not. But if you go online and you're in front of 10,000 people, 50,000 people, it depends, some 1 million. So that is what's the current trend. You have to focus on that. And the first driven, I was barely able to put it on. And we ran out of money. And luckily I had some credit cards with some good, nice credit limits. So I used them. I maxed them out. And this will teach you guys a lesson. Like if you're scared of using your money, use it all. Yeah. Use it all for something like Driven in 2017, the first Driven that we put together. Was it really, really risky? Extremely. Did I put a lot of pressure and stress on her? Absolutely.
Always.
Did I feel like getting the heart attack 2 or 3 times that day? A couple times, yeah. There was a point where a speaker was speaking and they were gonna cut us off because we needed to pay $30,000, and I didn't have those $30,000.
I want to add to
so
that.
let me finish that. You're gonna blame it on the dumb person.
Negotiator,
but forget about that. I'm here because you got to take risks. That was just a problem. You're always gonna have problems when you're putting out events. So my point is, we have $50,000 plus parties all the time. We just had one when we did the Mastermind. So now it's like a piece of cake, and it brings out so many great results because why? We help a lot of people there. Yeah. People like it. People get inspired. People leave with notes of information that's going to help him. Things that I learned from people that I paid millions of dollars combined. So much value that I learned through experience, through errors, through losing, through winning. So all that stuff, you gain it. So ever since the first Driven one that put us almost out of business, now we're writing 12 consecutive quarters of growth dating back to the first Driven quarter every 3 months. So we have 12 straight months, going on 12 straight months of, not 12 straight, going on 12 quarters. So 3 months consecutive is 1 quarter. So we're writing on the 12th consecutive quarter of growth thanks to that Driven in 2017. We're gonna have driven 4 this year, and because of that, we got a lot of attention, and now all of the companies are blowing up. Now we have so many flows of income. I talked about it in my morning post. I don't know if you guys saw it, but cash flows. The mortgage guys, cash flow. Ambiance Realty, cash flow. Driven Events, cash flow. Driven Bootcamp, cash flow. Driven Coaching, cash flow. Driven Academy, cash flow. Real Estate Investing, cash flow. YouTube, small cash flow, but it's still a cash flow. Credit repair, cash flow. Processing, cash flow. And we have our 12th cash flow with a new company that we're about to launch.
Yeah.
TBA, to be announced. But things, you always have to be focusing on growth, because if you're either growing or you're dying. Talk about that, Syl.
Well, yeah, you have to keep improving, because every separate level of your life is going to require a different you. If you're still doing the same things year after year with the same people, you're going to have the same result. And I talk about this a lot because I've been through it, guys. Like, I try to make it work with driving to Egypt. I say Egypt because it was like on the other side of the world, to see somebody that would never come to see me, right? And it's a two-way street. You get what you give, and you can't expect people to just give you. Like, what are you doing for the person, you know? And I don't know, it's just been so many different changes, and you know what, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, because when I was the most uncomfortable, that's when things started to change. When I caught myself with my own bullshit, because I'll tell you guys what, your life will never change until you get tired of your own bullshit. The bullshit story that you tell yourself as far as why something is not working, which a lot of the times we want to blame other people. We want to blame situations. We want to blame COVID. Like, no. Everything in life is a choice. And you have to understand that it is your choice to decide the kind of life you want. Now, go and execute. Be scared. It's okay to be scared. You got to be comfortable with change, because change is good, and all the time change is good. You're going to be scared. You're going to be like, shit, am I doing the right thing? But then you're going to see a life blossom before you that you're going to be like, oh my God. And then guess what? Like right now, I'm looking to make a few new hires that are going to make my life easier, because at this point, I'm literally at max capacity, I think. Like, there is one of my non-negotiables is my sleep. I need at least, like, if I go to sleep at 11, I need to wake up by 6. Like, I cannot not sleep unless it's like an emergency, you know, like right before we had this past driven, I had to sit there, I don't know, 2 days before, Danny would remember probably better, 2 days before or 1 day before the actual event, literally scripting out what the intro video was going to be. And you know what? I sat my ass there on my couch, and I remember feeling like shit. It was like 3 a.m. and I'm writing out, like, just taking different ideas from different places, because putting an event at that magnitude is hard, and it's so many moving parts. And I've hired event planners, and I still have to do everything. So maybe I just hired the wrong person, or I'm just like a control freak. But like, I sat there. It took me till 3 a.m. in the morning, and I don't remember, Danny, if it was the day before or the day after. Do you remember? It was the day before that I gave them a script of the actual intro video that Albert recorded. I don't know if it was that same day. And yes, I felt like shit, because 3 a.m. is so late. I'm like, how do people stay up? Even when I used to go out, I'm like, I need my sleep. So at 1:30, 2 a.m., I was ready to go home so that I can wake up, because I can't wake up past 9 no matter what. So that's already super late. See, I'm good waking up at 7, 6:30, whenever my girls wake up, because I just have a different life and I'm trying to adjust. And you'll never find that balancing, adjusting. You just make everything work.
Yeah, one of the things that I spoke about in the mastermind too is I get 3 days out of 1. I mentioned this before, but like when she wakes up, Syl, I already completed my first day.
There we go.
So I have 2 more days left.
Oh, hell no.
So I always, like, my morning is like the most powerful time of my day.
Do you do it on purpose?
My morning is when I like,
I think he does it on purpose.
really like move ahead of my competitors, because my competitors, like, I know they're waking up earliest 5 a.m. And I know that if I wake up at 2 a.m., I got those 3 hours on them. And look, let me tell you guys a little bit about marketing. Marketing is something that I've been doing for the longest, but not only marketing, but you have to exaggerate a little bit. I like to exaggerate a little bit.
You cast a vision.
So like, I used to say, people would used to ask me like, "Hey Albert, how much money are you making?" And I used to say like a million, yeah, a million. And I was talking about how much money I was gonna make that year. So they would ask me how much you're making. Last year, like I really made maybe like 300, 400,000, but I was telling everybody I'm making a million. And why? Because I was gonna make a million that year. Yeah. So I was putting it in my head so much that it became a reality.
Yeah.
But now that's why I keep talking about a billion, a billion, a billion, a billion, a billion. And I open my big mouth and I just, and people ride with me and they're like, yeah. and then that happens and people are like, oh, yeah. So I've been just casting the vision. And I always cast the vision. Like, by the way, did you tell people already about your new car that I got you?
No, but see,
how do you like it?
I love my new car. I finally have a mom car, you guys. But I don't even know.
But guys, like we were gonna rent a big SUV to go to Vegas because we wanted to be comfortable. So I just said that same day you guys probably saw my stories if you guys follow me very well. And I did a story. Hey guys, I'm looking for an SUV, whether it's X, Y, or Z. Send me a DM if you could help me out to get this SUV. And then that's next day I bought it. And guess what? This SUV costed me about $76,000. Guess what? I'm not paying any taxes on it. It's free. It's a full tax deductible because it weighs more than 6,000 pounds. And guess what? I called my CPA, not my CPA because I don't have a CPA. I have a tax expert. I called my tax expert that by the way, costs about $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
I asked him, hey, if I buy this SUV for 75K, can I still buy that Cullinan, the Rolls Royce Cullinan for $500,000 later to write off my taxes? For example,
okay.
if you owe $500,000 for taxes, let's say I made a lot of money and I owe $500,000 in taxes to the IRS. If I buy a Cullinan for $500,000, then that wipes out all my taxes, meaning I don't pay any taxes. I didn't know this until I started paying this guy a lot of money, $100K a year, to advise me, expert in taxes. So I asked him, if I buy this 76K SUV Suburban, can I still buy another heavy SUV to write off more money? Because I do not want to pay the IRS any money. And he said, yes, Albert, you could do it again. You could do it twice or 3 times. There's no limit. Plus, you have different businesses, so you could write off a lot more. So I said, oh, damn, if I didn't know this information, then I wouldn't be able to do this. But now I could teach people how to do this. So I hope you really enjoyed your car, but it took me one day to get it.
He's so sweet. When he covered my eyes and came up here, we're literally packing. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Like, because I know that you're so crazy. I'm like, I couldn't even really think, or like, I had no ideas. I was like thinking the whole way. And Italia almost told me, but they were like, I was like, anyway, but yeah, thank you.
And by the way, you're welcome. And by the way, we're gonna keep doing these driven couples. We're committed. Like, we weren't really in the, like, we were kind of low on energy because of all the weekend.
Maybe
right?
you were low on energy. I was ready.
Yeah, because she woke up when I already completed one day.
Oh hell no.
Having said that, though, through this driven couples, we're committed to help you guys have a better relationship. Like, how many
Albert,
of you guys?
Stop saying
How
that.
many of you guys want to have a better
can't,
relationship?
like,
I'm sure all of you guys want to have a better relationship. How many of you guys want to make more money? I'm sure all of you want to make more money. So I'm committed to help you make more money throughout the whole year. We're going to keep doing this driven couples every single day, 7 p.m. Wednesday, even if we're in Puerto Rico, Miami.
If he stops saying that he wakes up one day or whatever, so like, that's not true.
So I'm starting my 3rd day. You're
Babe, did you not
gonna
see everything that I did today? I didn't even have time to breathe or use the
I don't
bathroom.
have time to breathe when I wake up.
Oh wow.
And then you wake up.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I think we have a question, right?
So annoying. And then I'll share with you guys one thing that for me works really good, just to be like grateful, and because stress and couple things and kids and businesses and things make you forget about why you're together, how much you love each other. And I'll share with you guys exactly what I did. And just like today I woke up and I'm like, oh babe, you're so handsome. Like, I was very excited to see him this morning.
What was that?
I just love you. Haven't you noticed that I've been being extra nice to you? Like, not flipping out. Like, because it's like sometimes he's not listening to me. I'm like, I already told you.
Based on the great night we had last night, maybe that's a sign. So maybe I have to do that more. Like,
read the question.
Yeah, it's unmuted.
Hey.
Hey, Syl, how's it going? Hey, Albert.
Good,
What's up,
Mario?
Mario?
How are you?
So my question is, how do you handle jealousy? I'm gonna give you a quick sample. I still remember on the Christmas party, like Syl was dancing, and then she was telling me like, "Hey, come here, come here." I was so scared to actually like go dance with Syl because I was like, what Albert can say? I'm like, he's my coach. Like Hispanic community is always like, oh, what are you doing with that guy? Or if I want to dance with girls, like, oh, what are you doing with that girl? You know, like always in that Hispanic community. Like I remember my ex-girlfriend, like shit, like I would dance one time with a girl, and that was the last time. So that's the first question. And the second one is, how do you handle the spending part with Albert? Because I'm kind of like the same way. I always want to go all in, and it's like, no, we should spend it. And then when I was in a relationship, I'm single right now. So any ladies, DM right
Uy,
here.
mira qué guapo.
And I was like, yeah, let's spend, let's go all in. And then she was like, no. And then just so I don't have that problem with her, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Once we get a little bit more money, then we'll spend.
Well, first off, like you missed out at the Driven Mastermind because there were a lot of hotties, and
I was upset of not going. You can ask Steph. It was a situation that I couldn't handle at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
Don't
want
worry,
to
we're having for a
I was
year,
so
so
upset
don't
about
worry.
it.
So
yeah,
can
but
I answer
you
that?
could talk about the spending part, but
No, I want to
the
talk about the jealousy part. I'll talk about both. Just
Okay.
let's do it quick. Ready? You first
Well-
or me first?
you go first.
So I think before I was a little more jealous. Obviously, when you have kids, if you don't trust the person that you're with, it's gonna be really hard to have a happy life because you're gonna have so many other things. And I know he loves me. I love him and I trust him 100%. I think it's been like we have the same password to our phones. It's funny because I don't even think of looking in his phone anymore. Ever. Do you agree with that?
Me neither.
Before, I was a detective. He could change his password. I would find the goddamn password. And before you didn't need your eyeballs to unlock them. So he would be like drunk, knocked out, and I would put his fingerprint or figure out, like literally like straight up detective. So
Did you ever find a lot of cool, interesting
no,
stuff?
we don't even want to get into that. One time, and I know girls know, like you're laying in your fucking bed and your husband has disappeared, or we married? We already lived here. That one time when you disappeared with Xavier and then I fucking looked in his phone, he had a picture. He's like, it's lesbian night. A picture with 3 like hot girls, and I swear to God I did not sleep that night. I wanted to kill him, but I was happy he was home because he literally just disappeared. Like he just disappeared, and I was like, okay. Do you remember that? That's way before Italia or no? I don't remember, but we have so many stories.
But you just said it
guys
was
want-
lesbian night.
Obviously not.
Yeah,
Obviously
but,
not.
I mean, Xavier's a gay friend, and it was it was Shoreham Towers, not here.
Shoreham Towers.
It was Shoreham Towers, so this was like like 5-ish, like maybe 5 years ago or something like that. But
You
but
guys have
no,
no
actually,
idea. Te
wasn't-
quería ahorcar.
maybe it wasn't even Shoreham Towers. I think it was maybe Westbourne.
No, it was Shoreham Towers.
Okay,
I think
so
the apartment.
so it was Shoreham
right
Towers
before we got pregnant.
So maybe like 5-6 years ago. So like it's lesbian night. So like you can't be jealous about lesbians. Like they don't do anything to guys.
And then after I found out that 75% of them were not lesbian. So yeah, that was horrible.
well, how am I supposed to do that? He said it's a lesbian night.
Ay, mira que
I said cool. As long as
mira.
it's lesbian night, I don't have to worry about all the girls. Like
Anyway, so honestly, like now I totally trust him. I know there's girls all over him. You guys should have seen our mastermind. People get drunk, they get sloppy. They're like, and I know it's okay to look. Like I don't even care. Like there's pretty people in the world. I know he loves me, and you know what? Like you're a really nice guy. Like I love you. Now that he has his head straight and he knows exactly where he's going, there's no room for bullshit. What happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas because it's right here. Remember, your mind is so powerful.
well, yeah, but Mario, for example, how old are you right now? 25.
You're young.
So when I was 25, dude, I was like the Wolf of Wall. No, when I was 24, I was like the Wolf of Wall Street, but Mexican, like you. So I was pretty bad. I mean, it took me 1,000 girls to meet this one, and so I got a lot of practice and I got better. So like sometimes like I would go out with a girl one day, one night, and it was done. Like, oh no, this is not the girl for me. But it's a process.
It's
you know.
a process. Yeah. I was just gonna say that.
I didn't become. I could tell you that now I am 100. I mean, maybe not 100%, 99% ethical to my wife, because maybe that 1% is like. I mean, maybe sometimes like you go to Equinox, you see like a hottie, or you're at the beach and you see a hottie, and
It's
you're
okay
like,
to look though. I don't
and you
care.
look,
Like,
but-
I'm
but-
really not jealous.
but I don't do anything crazy. You know, like I just smile, and maybe that's the 1%. Like me just smiling or smirking, because it's kind
I
of funny.
smile at everybody.
So, however, like I didn't become 99% ethical with my wife until until she got pregnant the first time with my first daughter, because every year I improved. But when I became a father, I just said, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to be a role model, because I can't hurt her, because she's my best friend, and I can't hurt, and I know she won't hurt me, because I'm her best friend. So, or I'm your best friend, right? No,
You're
not
my
her,
best
because I'm
friend.
not her. But my daughter, Italia, when she was pregnant, I just remember, like, I cannot do anything unethical, because I cannot look at her in the eyes, and I cannot look at my baby daughter when she's
you
born
told me
in
that.
the eyes.
Do you remember when you
So-
told me that at the hotel?
Yeah, and trust me,
Yeah,
like
it's so sweet.
like there's so many hot girls that want
And so
me.
many hot guys, to be clear.
But I
Let's
mean,
be clear.
I mean, they
Equinox,
see the
woo! Have you never been to that gym? Come over. I'll get you a pass. We'll work
and
out together.
They see the Ferraris,
Ahí no hay nada más de
they see
que-
the Rolls Royces, and then they see me with her, and even more. Like it's like girls want me more now, because they see me with her, and they're like, oh shit, I missed out.
It's
so now
weird.
I really want to go after him. But yeah, so best friends don't hurt each other. So that's what changed me. But it was a process. It took
was
me
a
time.
big time
But
process.
when I became a dad, that's when I just said, I'm gonna be super ethical, and I'm never gonna maybe I'll smile, but that's it.
The spending part, I just have learned how to trust him. Because whatever he says is going to happen, it just happens. But I'm not going to let him do something stupid either. Like right now, we're working on a negotiation for Driven, but they're being super picky. And I'm like, I don't know if, like COVID, we don't know. Like it's just so many different changes and regulations. So I want to, tampoco you're not going to be like, oh, here's 50 grand just or whatever, half the deposit or whatever, and to do a podcast. Like I'm not, because a lot of things can happen right now just because of everything that's going on in the world right now. So I look out for his back, which is what I do all the time.
Yeah, she just kind of like she's a cleanup lady. She cleans up all my messes.
I have very high common sense, which I'm super proud of.
But if you didn't have somebody that would get us into messes, we wouldn't grow.
That's right. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, because actually it did. Last one is like what happens if somebody no, you did answer the question, because I mean I did saw some people like dancing with Syl, and I'm like, is Albert like concerned about this or?
No, I'm
like-
super friendly,
Well,
and I would never do anything to hurt him.
I'll tell you what. I don't I don't get jealous at all, because I trust her. But we developed that. But like if I see that she had too much to drink, then I'll just take her away, or I'll have like Steph like, hey, go put her to sleep, because she
I get
had too much.
really excited.
Because when people overdo the drinking, that's when people start making fools out of themselves.
Yeah.
So as long as you're not doing that, then you're fine. But I trust her 100%. But you know, when I have too much to drink, sometimes, I mean, once in a while, she's like, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Which just
we gotta
happens
go. So-
to everybody. None of us are perfect.
But
right?
we all got our back, though. You know, we all got our back, and we have a wonderful team, like Steph, like Danny. Everybody in their company
See, you
watches our
missed
back.
out. You should have just danced with me.
Well, like I said, I didn't know what to do. I was like,
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna make everybody
But
upset.
but if somebody like disrespects her, I'll pop him in the face.
Oh.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I love to dance. My ex-girlfriend she didn't know how to dance, and then like that was the main thing. Like girls were like, "Oh, you dance so cool. Like, can I dance with you?" And I'm like, "No," because I already knew it was gonna be a situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just
Okay.
passed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys cover everything. Thank you guys.
Awesome, Mario. So who's the next question?
Hey, that's me.
Hi.
What's up, Mr. Millionaire?
I know.
I wish. Hey, everyone. Hey, guys.
Soon.
No,
listen.
well, it was awesome because you told people how much you had in your bank, which is pretty nice. But by the way, before you ask your question, brother, like, how'd you like the Mastermind? Was it nice? Did you have a good
I
time?
loved it. I loved it. It was super cool, and the people there, I mean, like every single one was amazing. And Jomar, you missed that, buddy. You missed that Mastermind. It was amazing. All right, Listen, so I've got a quick question. I don't want to take a lot of time. So this question is for Syl, you know, and Albert. I mean, you can listen as well. But, you know, I always give promises to my wife, and I say, all right, I've got this cool project. I'm going to work on it 24/7 for 2 months, and 2 months only. That's it. I'm going to knock it out. And then I'm all yours. I've got at least 6 hours of free time just for you and the kids. And then I lie. And then when I finish that project, I come up with another project. I get obsessed about something else. So when is it like pushing it too far? Like, is there too far, or as long as I'm getting results, then I should keep on, like, keep that momentum, keep going.
Exactly.
So yeah, never, brother. You have to keep pushing more all the time because you get better and you're able to do more. And every time you think, oh, I'm not going to be able to pull this off, you pull it off. And then you're like, wow, I could have done more. So like, for example, me, I talked about this in the mastermind. I have a serious face. And I'll smile every now and then, like maybe 2 times a day I'll smile. But I'm always serious because I'm fucking focused.
Yeah.
Like I know there's people coming behind me to get me.
You got to keep your eye on the money.
And when you build momentum like you have built it, like you don't want to let go of that momentum, because I know like you made 171,000 in a month last month. This month you better make at least 172,000. So like if you relax a little bit, you're not gonna do that. So like you always have to keep pushing. And I think you and me, we have to enroll our wife to support us, and because like, look, we're not gonna have this lifestyle, we're not gonna give this to our family, to our kids, if we don't keep pushing. So what I do with Syl is I enrolled her, but and I know your wife also helps you with your business. She's supportive. Yeah. So like she's busy doing her stuff and I'm busy doing my stuff. She works in the operations side. I work in the vision, the creating innovative campaigns area. But I think it's a two-way street. So if you enroll, I'm a very good recruiter. But like, what would you say to Mohammed?
Keep going. You know, somebody very successful told me your kids are lucky to have parents like you guys. Now, because it is kind of like especially moms, if you have kids, like you feel a little bit bad. But remember that you cannot provide options for your kids if you don't have any money. You cannot buy help if you do not have any money. And it is so damn hard to raise kids. So hard. You know, but it's the most rewarding feeling. But you want to be able to provide for them. So just keep going. You know, make sure you're on the same page. And when you are with your kids, this is one of me and Albert that I'm like, put your phone down and give them 1 hour. Your kids will get bored of you regardless. And then you just hire help that goes and plays and does all those things with them, which I've been doing that with Italia with her YouTube channel. And you would be amazed just how smart kids are. Italia says some things and I'm like, who told her that? She's always listening, you know? So they're lucky to have parents like you. And remember that you want to raise very, very successful, healthy, smart, independent children without putting so much crap in their head. Like what we were taught.
Being extremely focused with your kids. So like giving them valuable time. Like, and this is something that I'll share. And I really like this man. His name is Ed Milet. I know a lot of you know Ed Milet. Yeah. We had a private conversation in his house. Yeah. And he was telling Albert, I admire you, how attentive you are to your kids. You bring him to my house and then you're going to take him out somewhere. So I took both of my little girls and Syl, and I told him, look, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to be with Ed for solid 2, 3, 4 hours, however long we are allowed to be in his house with him. But when we leave, we're going to go check into a hotel and we're going to go enjoy time together. So Ed Milet, he told me what I really learned from you, Albert, is you are so attentive with your kids. Like you take them out and you give them time. When you talk to your daughter, Italia, you put your phone down like that. Yeah. And you are focused on her.
Not always. We're not going to lie. But this is something...
I didn't do this before.
Yeah.
Before I would get home and Italia would run to me and I would be like, oh, yeah. And I was looking through my phone, messages, texts, DMs. And this tells your kids that they're not important as your Instagram.
Yes.
So like kids only want maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. After that, they get bored. Sometimes 15 minutes. They just want your attention for 15, 30 minutes, and then they go play, and then they forget about daddy.
Like Sundays, remember?
Yeah.
When he takes them, I kind of get to sleep in a little bit, and by that I mean like 7:30. I get to wake up at 7:30.
And Patrick, also Patrick, other big successful people have, what they do is they work their asses off 6 days a week, but then Sundays are the days where they end it early, and then they spend their Sunday fun day with their family, and then they get back to work on Mondays. So it's all just, I think, a little bit of time the kids need, but other than that, and then wives, very important. This I would tell you to do that works for us. We have a once a week date
Yeah.
where we go out without the kids, and we get romantic. We have good sex that night.
Wow.
And she likes to drink champagne, and
he gets me drunk.
and I know you don't. I know you don't drink. I don't know if your wife drinks, but we have that day to ourselves, and that's after work.
Yeah.
And we have our nanny that takes care of our kids for the extra night. But
yeah.
But you're doing everything right, brother. You're like I told you, you're one of my favorite students because you listen and you just go do your work.
Yeah.
Like Jomar too, listens and you go do your work. You're not like asking me the same questions over and over and over again.
You gotta trust
go out
the
there
process.
And you do it.
You gotta be a good student and trust the process.
And most people, 99% of people need to learn from you guys. Mohammed, Jomar, just shut the fuck up and go do the work. People want to keep going to seminars and then they're still the same. They don't go do the work.
Yeah.
Like from when we met,
low battery.
that you were making $60,000 a month to $171,000 last month, dude. That's fucking amazing. Like impressive. So I'm really proud of you. And you got my cell phone. You got my cell phone. Jomar has my cell phone, my private cell phone. So anything you guys need, dude, we're here to help you. And also if your wife ever needs to talk to Syl,
have her call me.
Have her, text. I'll give you her cell phone and they could communicate.
How cute. I remember she bought me the perfume that one time when I met you guys at one of our events here at home. So cute.
Yeah, I mean, she's amazing. I mean, my wife is very supportive. I just want to, I always push the limits. So I want to know if there's somewhere where you need to
No, never.
No,
Nope.
never.
Push more.
You just fit your family into whatever you're doing. Maximize your time. That's all.
And that's why I like when we travel, I take my family with me, but I make them wait till I'm done.
Yeah.
So and that makes me happy because they're with me, and I take them with me when I go on trips, but I include them and I force them to adapt to me. I don't adapt to them.
Yeah.
We got one
Next question. And can
One
you
more
go check
question.
Go check.
Three more? Okay, three more.
Can you
Okay.
check on Berlin after? Why is she crying so much?
Luis and Carolina.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Hey, nice to get to meet you. So we've been together for 11 years. We have 3 kids, 3 wonderful kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. And you mentioned something, Syl, that got my attention, which I'm taking a lot of notes. You guys are dropping a lot of bombs. Thank you so much for that. You mentioned something. Every level of your life requires a new you. And you also mentioned what are your non-negotiables? Like, what do you mean by that? And how can we implement that in our lives?
Non-negotiables are things. Imagine before you became a couple or together as one with a family. Non-negotiables are things that you're not willing to negotiate, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, So, for example, for us, we need to have our dates. I need to have my sleep. I already told him. And we don't really control each other. I try to support him, understand him. Because once you get to a level like this kind of level that I'm just trying to, not trying because I don't like that word. You either do or you don't. But I want to understand how he thinks sometimes. And to me, non-negotiable is I told him, I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter what time I wake up. And he swears to God, I'm not going to wake up at 2. I'm not fucking crazy. Who does that? That's his job. I'm there with my kids in our bed, and I
some
know
things we're not gonna agree. You drive horrible.
No, you fucking drive horrible. Stop saying that. He's a horrible driver. He's not gonna agree because it takes one to know one. He's a really bad driver. He slams on his brakes if there's nobody on the road and there's a car in front 5 miles and they slam on their brakes. He's really bad. Let off your gas, dude. Let off your gas. Seriously. But we're not going to get into that because that gets me super annoyed. I hate being a passenger. I hate being his passenger. I'd rather drive, right? Anyway.
Yeah, we don't have to get into that, but she turned a 20-minute drive to Vegas to our hotel to an hour and 15 minutes because she got lost 3 times.
Because
she almost killed a lady. And she almost hit a car.
No.
So
no.
And then you valet, you almost crash again. Yeah, but just let's stay on the topic.
He's super dramatic also. Anyway, non-negotiables are things that you're not willing to give up. Whether it's, let's say, getting your massage every Friday, whatever. It could be anything that you as a person, because we're all individuals before we are in a relationship, right? You're an individual person. Then you become a couple. Then you have a family. It's, a lot more strain on moms unless you're a single dad because kids need you. Look at Italia right now. She doesn't care what I'm doing. She wants to tell me something. And ain't nobody going to stop her. You can lock the door, she'll unlock it and still run out. Like at some point. And that's just kids. So that's why you have to incorporate things into your life. But non-negotiables, it could be anything. If you're single, I need a girl with blue eyes, period. What is your non-negotiable? We always go on our one-on-one dates. Like, I like to go on drives with you, right?
We go see nice houses, but you let me add to this, and I'll make it very clear. You also can't have too many non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Like, we meet let's see. We have so many people in the company that I can't say names because then they're gonna think I'm talking about them.
Don't.
But let's just say Jamaica, right? So Jamaica is this girl, and she has all these non-negotiables. Like she has to get her nails done every Monday. She needs to work out every single morning, and she's not gonna give that up. She's not gonna give up her stylist coming on Fridays. She's not gonna give up her food that she has to eat at a certain time. She's not gonna give up like X, Y, and Z, and so many non-negotiables. That it's way too many non-negotiables that she's not going to get anything productive done.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, non-negotiables are non-negotiables. I don't know if this makes sense, but for me, for example, like I could think about 3 of them that are really important. Working out, working out first thing in the morning, non-negotiable. Mm-hmm. I'll cancel a meeting, go work out because the workout gets me on the right mindset. Another one, self-improvement. I'm not going to negotiate 5 hours of self-improvement a day and better in the morning. I'm not. Non-negotiable. What's another non-negotiable? Like having my hair nice.
Oh, God.
Like I'm not.
He cuts his own hair.
To
save time, but you cut it every goddamn Monday.
I'm not going to look sloppy where my hair is just like bad, where it's uneven or I have an afro. Like I'm not. So just little things.
I'm like, you look the same, dude.
and I'll give you one more. My diet. I have to eat 80% has to be healthy, meaning 80% of the time I'm going to drink water only and I'm going to eat healthy. 20% of the time I'm going to cheat. I'll have a champagne glass, I'll have a beer, I'll have pizza, and I'll have In-N-Out. But when I splurge, I go all out. Like I eat bad. But the 80%, I'm super, super, super healthy.
Yeah.
So like those are non-negotiables. And another one, 16 to 18 hours of work, efficient work every single day. And then kids and family and wife, non-negotiables, those kind of things. But like sometimes I tell her like, why are you going to get your nails done every like week?
You guys know what he tells me? Like this is how like straight up we are with each other and we hold each other accountable. Like, and I tell him, I'm like, let me remind you that I had a baby 6 goddamn months ago. Like, let me remind you, because I'm not going to be a supermodel right away. Like, your body goes through so much. Ladies, if you have kids, you know what I mean. Like, and it's not like we're so thrilled about everything, or like it's just life. Like, and you have to know, okay, I have to eat healthy. I have to keep myself on check. But he'll tell me things sometimes, and I'm like,
No, I just said skip the nails and let's go have a workout.
Skip the nails and go work out. I'm like, really, dude? Like, did you just really fucking tell me that?
Because we were going to work out, and you said, no, I'm not going to work out anymore because I have to go get my nails. So I said,
no. Let me correct
I even said, I'll pay for the lady to come. I'll pay 3 times.
Can I
have the
say
lady
something?
come
Can I say
and then we could work out.
No, he gets confused sometimes, which is so annoying because then I have to correct the mistake, right? No, I tell him I'm not gonna not have my eyelashes done. You know, I'm not gonna not have my nails done, even though right now they're like really like I've been just.
They look better like before you.
I got them in Vegas and like this guy made them so thick and I'm super OCD and I hate them. But like
Why do you hate
Steph
'em?
said, it's better than like I had 2 broken nails. Like you can't have a birthday party and have 2 broken nails. It's a girl thing, Albert. Like okay,
I'll cut your nails.
leave your fro ass hair. Nobody knows the difference. Oh, that's what I thought. See, everybody has their non-negotiables, and I just make everything work. Anybody that knows me personally or you've been around me, you know how crazy I am. Right?
Yeah.
Everything has to be perfect.
Yeah, but I can't have fro hair.
Oh, God. Exactly. But anyway, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, Syl and Albert.
And Carolina? Carolina, I lost my vision with my child. I can barely see. Yeah, you should also have yours. Like, hey, I tell Albert, look, dude, our masseuse comes to our house. I can hear Albert talking. He wants to have I'm like, no, dude, a massage is like, I don't want to hear any of you. Like, sorry. So recently I changed. I would rather drive to my guy, even though, you know, they're not supposed to be doing massages or anything like that right now. If they have a state license, which he does. But I tell him, I'm like, I don't want to hear you guys. Like, I'm not being mean, but this is supposed to be the time where I can actually zone out and I can relax and I can hear like spa music. Like, I don't want to hear him talking. Like, I don't. You know, and he's like, Syl, that's not nice. Because he likes to get his massages with me and Italia and Berlin screaming. I'm like, no. Like, that's just, I don't
No,
like
when
it.
I get my massage, I'm using my phone because I'm making, you know,
So
working.
it defeats the purpose of a massage, but he's really stubborn.
I'm getting a massage to clean my knots, not to like.
Relax. But anyway, women, you should also have yours. Like I tell them, you're going to watch the kids if I don't have my nanny from this time to this time and I'll be back. Bye. So it goes both ways. For both of you to be happy and be able to continue to have a happy marriage, a happy relationship, whatever.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
All right, who's the next and final question?
And we don't want to clean your stuff that you leave everywhere, guys. So clean
Jomar?
it up.
All right, question from Jomar.
Good, how are you?
Very
I
good, man.
missed you,
We-
but
we-
I get it. You just had a baby. We really missed you at my birthday party.
Oh man, I missed you both on Mohammed too, bro. I know I missed it.
It's okay.
Hey, I got 3 quick questions, man. Like super quick. Like one of them, I realized that I'm not charging my agents on the closings for E&O insurance. I just wanted to like get a tip on how much should I charge. I know. Bobby said that you should always add fees. Like Bobby Castro said, you should always add fees because they're more income. And also, if besides back agent, which I know you guys use, besides back agent, do you use another CRM? And about that other question that you were saying about hiring Jomars, I already have that situation that I have a brand new agent coming, and man, he's a beast at execution. He's like 20 years old, and I just see myself on him. He like everything I tell him, he execute, and I know he will be a beast. But it's like, you know, I already know he wanna beat me. So it's like for I don't know how to handle it, you know, because like for example, you Albert, you're training me, knowing that basically I wanna be like you. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna be working for you. So like how do I handle that? Like, do I really mention the topic of equity? And I know my company's just started in December, so I don't know if it's too soon to talk about that. Do I say like, hey, stay with me, non-compete for this amount of years, and then we talk about equity, or you know, maybe this will be somebody that they will leave one day.
Well, E&O can be up to your discretion, 150 to 250. Right now, there's a lot of companies that don't charge a lot like before. Before, they would take a ton of your commission. That's why I focus on hiring people that know what they're doing, that just need mindset help. So it just depends. We can kind of talk about that privately. What was the other one?
So that's good what you said. I'll answer the next one, but add as many small fees as you can. So if you could add E&O insurance, 150, let's just say that number, but we could give you the exact fees. But 150 for file. So that increases 150 that you make for file. And then if you increase, okay, well, I'm going to hire my TC. I'm going to pay my TC $3,000 a month, but I'm going to charge $400 or $300 per file for TC fee. So if you do, 10 deals at 300, that makes you already the $3,000 to pay your TC.
Yeah.
Whatever you do extra is going to be extra money for you. So like that, so you got to charge as many small fees that add up.
Yeah.
So that's what we do kind of with Ambiance Realty. Ambiance Realty is 100% commission, but we have some small fees that add up. And you need that because you have to have a profitable business. Now, somebody like you, I have a lot of people like me. A lot of people, and you met him. One of them is Willie. But I have many others. So how do I keep them from not them trying to be better than me or them being me or them leaving and taking everything and opening up their own shop? Golden handcuffs. You gotta give them value where they never leave. So that's why you have to be growing. I have to keep getting better because if I don't get better every year, people are gonna be like, oh, they caught up to me and now they're going to leave me because now my value is not there. So I always have to constantly get better, and be a good mentor to them and tell them like, hey, you're going to get 1%, you're going to get 2%, you're going to get 3%, but you have to earn it. And then these people stay because those are golden handcuffs.
Now, Back Agent is the only thing we use now. We're in the process right now of building our own CRM, which is on my to-dos to send a few little things as of yesterday. So you just always have to be getting better. We're at the position right now where we could build our own CRM based on the type of graphs and information that we want to kind of push a button and get all of that drawn, which replaces people. It's a lot of different things. And your last question was?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Do you think it's too soon for me to talk?
It's not. But you have to cast a vision to them. So you need a vision. You need like your mission statement. Like for example, like in the you'll see it on my Driven Academy. So my Driven Academy has like when I explain the triangle and how I do it like so detailed, and I tell people this is my vision. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what it's gonna be worth. This is how I'm gonna do it. We're good. So this is what we're gonna do it, and we are going to be worth billions of dollars, and you enroll them because you are so confident and you are so convincing that you are telling this is what I'm going to do and this is how we're going to do it. These are the mentors I have. This is my book. And you enroll them. And sometimes you have to enroll them every day. Hopefully that's not the case, but sometimes every week, sometimes every month, but sometimes every day because people fall off. People, they get the wrong information from other people. So you have to enroll them that it's going to become a possibility. So you have to tell them like, hey, in a year or 2 years, we're going to be here. In 2 years, I'm going to start giving equity. I need you to believe in me and trust the process. And another...
I could start telling them like, not now, but like on 2 years, 1 to 2 years, I'm going to be talking about giving equity to my, to whoever earns it. And shows.
Yeah, have a clear deadline. Like it's going to be in 2021 or it's going to be in 2022. And then what we spoke about that you need to do is do what I'm doing with my triangle. You need to add some mortgages to your business. You need to control the mortgages too, because right now you're giving your mortgages to another person. Mm-hmm. So that's just something to think about. We could talk about that later. And then there's another thing that comes after that. And so we'll talk about all that.
Steps, levels.
Yeah. Like I said, I talk about levels all the time. So go, just take one level at a time. Don't try to skip to level 10 when you're at level 2 or 3. Yeah. Now, another thing really quick. Driven Mastermind, even though we had so many issues prior to the event and during the event, the reason why it works so good, Syl, is because we have, it's like systems and procedures and operations manual. Like we've done so many drivens before that we already know. Like
I already know what we need.
We have all the problems that could happen. We have all the solutions, and we have all the steps to fix them. So like when things happen, we're like, okay, check. These are the other 2 steps that we have to do. We fix them, and then we move on. So no matter how difficult it is, we have all the systems. We know what to do next. So before, when we did the first driven, we didn't know what to expect. But now it's like we know how to do everything. It's like,
And there's always new challenges. Always remember that. You're always going to learn something new. You just can't keep making the same mistake over and over.
Talk about
and over
something that
again.
you learned this time, really quick.
That I wasn't going to be let in on time. Everything was perfect until that happened. There was no dance floor. I had to move couches around, things like that. It's just life. So you got to pivot. If you learn how to pivot and make changes fast, you'll be good. You can do anything if you can do that.
And we're always making changes. Like right now, like
Steph is like,
Steph's
"Hurry
like
up."
throwing me
Next
like
question.
going like this, and
Yeah.
I don't know if she's like telling me that we're doing
She's
good,
telling
or
you to shut up. Okay. But thank you, Jomar. We love you. You can always text us, call us.
all right, guys, we're good. We're good. Richie. Last question. Okay, so last question, Richie, and then we're gonna
I'm
log
gonna share
off.
something that I told you.
Okay, go ahead.
That I think everybody couple should do, even if. Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so share
on,
that.
Richie, where is he?
Share that. We bring on Richie, and then we end it. You
So
said?
let him come on first.
Yeah, but you're gonna forget your thought.
I'm not gonna forget my thought. I know exactly what I'm gonna say.
Hi guys.
What's up, Richie?
Syl.
Hi.
Quick update. I was the one that was brought up last week, and I mentioned about the relationship with me going out and drinking. That was me.
Yes, with your girl.
Yeah. So as you can see, she's here with me today.
Hi. And you guys have
Emily?
you work different schedules, right? Like one in the day, one at night, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how we've been throughout most of our towards the end of our relationship. During the whole like coronavirus stuff, I wasn't working as much anymore. But sorry, he can continue.
Oh, yeah. I just want to do a follow up. So I mean, we talk after I got off Zoom, and we were able to work things out, and it's still a work in progress, but it's improving, and she could elaborate a little more. And she also has another question for you guys.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm new. I don't know if you guys probably touched on this topic maybe, but he kind of broke things down a little bit to me. And I think a lot of the things that we have been clashing over lately is because, we met when I was 20, he was 23. So I think we're really young to begin with. I'm a little younger, and I think I just started kind of finding myself, I guess you could say, or like finding my true purpose, or trying to find my certain goals that I want to accomplish. And I think sometimes it clashes with what he wants to accomplish or some of the goals that he has. And I guess my question is, how can we support each other separately and also come together to show progress individually and together, if that makes any sense?
It does. Do you want me to answer first or
Yeah.
you first? So, as I've said before, like you're new to us, so we have an event and driven event, and it's funny because somebody told me all you talk about is supporting your significant other. I'm like, well, yeah, he's my goddamn husband. He's the father of my children. I want to be on the same page with him, even if we are not in the same industry. And I feel like people are just so intimidated by that. And I don't understand why, because look, you need to back him up. He needs to back you up. Whatever your dreams and goals are, he needs to know about them, even if they're not the same ones, because we all have non-negotiables. It's important to read the same books, have the same information. Like I said, you could be in fashion, for God's sakes, and he could be selling cars. It doesn't matter. Like, what is our goal? Where do we want to be in 5 years? What do we need to do to get there? Because a lot of the times, I'll tell you guys something. I almost married the wrong person. See, but I'm a tough girl. I'm not scared to be alone. I like being alone. I like to have my alone time. I do not get bored. Like, I can be sitting in a room I always find something to do. Whether it's cleaning out my closet, there is always something to do. I'm okay being with myself. And that's important because a lot of people need hand holding. They need a gym buddy. Your gym buddy's not going to always be there. There's not always going to be somebody there pumping you up. You have to pump yourself up. You have to be what you want to attract. People forget. They want somebody to come and save them. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because if you're a bad person, you're going to attract bad things, period. That's how the universe works. So important to just, what are your goals five years from now? Hey, you know what? In a year, I want to buy my investment property and we can both buy one. I don't know. Like, you have to be clear on what you want to do, and you have to go only that way and ignore everything else. Because we all have family, we all have the media, we all have the news, we all have people telling us how we should live our life when they don't know what we have to go through every day. So whatever you believe in, remember, you have to be very strong-minded. Most people are weak-minded, easily influenced, and you have to make sure you're not like that. Trust your instincts. Trust yourself. Believe that you deserve a better life and that you're willing to work for it. Because everybody wants a better life. They're not willing to work for it. Communicate with each other. You know, you guys are the last people assuming that you go to sleep with together. So if you're telling them, you're stupid, you can't do that. Imagine what that does to a man. Imagine what that does to a woman. Like, you're crazy. Just think about that. Let that sink in. People don't realize the power of not only the way we speak to ourselves, but the way the person that we love speaks to us. Sometimes he pisses me off a lot. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Because your actions are not aligning with what you're saying. And I don't have time for bullshit. I have 2 little kids I have to raise. And I want to raise good humans. And it's important to be on the same page, get clear on your goals, understand that you need each other. Because if you can't trust him and he can't trust you, then, I mean, what are you doing together? And it's really important. Our dates are, what are they? Relationship improvement dates. Obviously, COVID messed everything up. Like, the whole plan that the government has for everything, like just the whole process we have to go through for them to get their final result that they're working on. You know, people are protesting, and guess what? You're missing elections. You're forgetting that there's a bigger power above you. People that don't give a shit about you, me, or anybody else are kids. They do not care. So take care of yourself, get healthy, be smart. It's okay to think a different opinion than what the media is telling you. It's okay to say, you know what, mom, you know what, dad, you know what, grandma, I am not going to fall for that. I respect your opinion, because we should always respect other people's opinions. Everybody doesn't have to agree with you, but you have to be confident on what you think. Something doesn't sound right, it's probably not. We have an intuition, women especially. You can trust that. You can know that something is not right and be brave enough to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not okay with that. I mean, I call him out all the time. He calls me out, and I'm okay with that, because that's how we keep growing. We hold each other accountable. We have a relationship improvement dinner. Like, I'm like, Albert, it's not that goddamn hard to pick up your dirty clothes that you leave in the bathroom behind the goddamn door and put them in the fucking hamper, because I'm not your maid. You do not have a maid. You know, it's simple. And people, like, it's true. Like, rinse your plate. I'm not asking you to wash it.
Yeah, but I got to step in.
Rinse your plate.
So
Like,
the reason why I do that is because we're paying somebody to do it for us.
Okay.
So
well,
I'm
it takes
paying.
a minute to pick
So
up
like
your underwear.
where I come from, like
Takes 1
before I
minute.
go backtrack a little bit, but like, you have to value your hour. I'm sure Mohammed
Puts his clothes in his hamper.
would rather pay somebody to go put gas in his car, to go
See, that's different.
take his clothes to the basket, and he would rather focus on making thousands of hundreds of dollars and focus on reading a book, focus on getting better. You have to value your time. So and this might be a little bit, maybe it's looking too much advanced. Once you start making a lot of money, I don't know how much money you guys are making right now,
Yeah.
but it's all levels. So in the beginning, I was homeless and I lost everything in 2008, and she supported me, and we used to sleep in the Ford Explorer for 2 months because I didn't want to go back to my parents' house. So she was the only girl I wanted to rescue from the girls I was dating, and she forgave me. She stayed in the car for 2 months.
Good choice.
And then we started growing together, because you grow together or you grow apart.
Yeah.
So some things that she likes to do are like insane. Like, I'm not gonna go throw the clothes in my basket because I have an assistant that could go do that for me. I'm paying money.
He doesn't get that it's a little bit different, right?
Asking,
like,
I'm
no,
not,
Albert,
I'm not
no.
done. I'm not asking.
You can, guys,
I'm not
you
asking
can
that for
clean up
free.
after yourself.
I'm not asking.
Period.
I'm not
Period.
gonna put all the Celsiuses, take them out of the box and put them in the fridge.
That I know.
I am not.
I'm not asking you to do that.
I am gonna brush my teeth and I am gonna clean my butt when I go to the bathroom. But I'm not gonna do those things that somebody else can help me. I'm not going to do those things because I want to focus on things that are going to pay the bills. So things that I need to do, I know what I need to do, right? I'm going to shower myself.
Yeah.
And when I shower, I'm going to listen to self-improvement
He does,
because that's
he
a
does.
non-negotiable.
Okay,
So-
babe, but
so
how long
you-
does it take
so-
to rinse a plate? La comida se le pega al
I'm not
plato,
gonna-
and
I'm
then
not-
it's fucking hard. I
Okay.
have to scrub it to put it in the dishwasher. I don't like dishes. I don't like
I'm not
messes.
going to do that. So just like I'm not going to do that, like she likes, I don't know why she loves to go to Trader Joe's and grocery store
love
when you could just
grocery
have somebody go
shopping.
do it for you, or you could order
They
it through
picked
an
the
app.
wrong avocados. I
There
do
you
it
go.
on emergencies because right now all
so
the
what I've told you is, look, if something's not worth your hour, then we're gonna hire somebody to do it, unless you love to do that. And,
I
and,
do
and
love
it's like
it.
an experience that you don't want to miss.
I do.
So she said she loves grocery shopping, and I can't believe why she likes to go waste time in line and go do all those grocery shopping. So if you have so much fun and you get so excited picking tomatoes and potatoes, then
You're
go do
such
your
an
tomatoes and
asshole.
potatoes. But I'd rather save that time, have somebody go there for me, and I'd rather just focus on on what I'm worth. You know, I'd rather spend that hour with my daughters.
Okay, well, I agree with that, but I also think that you can clean up after yourself. I'm not saying vacuum the house.
So like she'll love, like, and sometimes just to make her happy, just so that we're back to the original question, like sometimes I'll pick up my clothes and put it in the basket, and sometimes I'll
leave it there.
clean a plate or two. And
He
then
does
she
rinse
gets
them,
happy.
but like half. I'm like, one extra second of water would
and then I also tell her, well,
the dish.
go get your nails done, go get your eyelashes done, and go to Trader Joe's.
I like it, guys. I don't have a lot of time to grocery shop. I'm not gonna lie, but I like I don't know, just to like read the ingredients, see what's new. It's
so much
relaxing
fun.
to me. I
So much
like
fun.
it. I like it.
But
I like
then
it.
again, like if that makes you happy, then
does
go-
make me happy.
Go grocery shop.
Thank you.
So-
I don't
so,
like
like-
going now with the stupid mask on my face that doesn't do anything, but
So we respect each other and
We
things
do,
that
we
we
do.
like. So
We
one
do.
of your non-negotiables is going to Trader Joe's.
I haven't been able to go. Like right now I'm thinking like, I have to.
And you said
figure
you're
out.
so busy
I am.
creating so much
But I like
production
it. I
and
like it.
building this enterprise, this company that we're building. So like, imagine if you had an extra hour and a half that you go spend at Trader Joe's, you would probably create more for the
Well, I
company.
used to order groceries from an app like Yummy, and they always fuck something up, which is so frustrating. I'm like, it's not that hard, but I'll still do it as an emergency. I just like grocery. Like, what's wrong with that? Is that weird? I
Unless
like
unless you
grocery
love it,
shopping.
but remember, every minute is unrefundable. You can't get it back.
Yeah.
So what made me successful, I'm talking about me, was not wasting minutes on things that I could pay somebody else $12 an hour or $15 an hour to go do for me. I'm going to focus on what my hour is worth and only that. I'm going to spend my time with a mentor that's going to help me get better, or I'm going to spending time with my daughter, or calling my dad, or spending time with my mom, as opposed to going
But
and
also,
doing...
to be clear, I send him to the store for like 2 things, and he takes an hour. Like, I can go into Trader Joe's. I already have my routine. Literally, it takes me 15 minutes to pick everything. I do everything fast because I know time is unrefundable. I'm not like going for cheese and then I come back with tomatoes and I'm like, oh dear God.
Yeah, but when I go to the grocery store pavilions, I go with my daughter and
Yeah.
we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're like doing a bunch of
But
other things.
I actually do like grocery shopping. So as much as I could do it, I do it, and I don't mind it, and I love it. And I like the samples at Trader Joe's. It's so cool.
And the
coffee's
only
best.
reason why I go grocery shopping is to buy you your flowers
Yes,
every
yes,
week,
yes.
and to get her balloons,
He does.
and to get my Peroni beer that I like.
Yes.
But that's it. So I mean,
Hope that answers your
in other
question.
words, we respect each other.
We do.
Because
we
she
do.
likes doing certain weird things that I don't know why, but but I support her in her things.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to let people let each other know. Like I said, I tell them, I'm like, dude, you need to fix this. Like, it's on my nerves. Even if I'm running super late, I'm like, how fast can I squeegee my shower? The little dots get on my nerves, and I swear to God, I think about them all day. Like, I've left the shower without squeegeeing twice, ever. Because I just can't. I know I can move a little faster and squeegee the window a little faster, and then we're good. So that's just me.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm not gonna clean the.
Did that answer your question? Did that help?
I feel like it did. I mean, I think there's more to like us working on certain things, or I mean, after 5 years, I think I think it's kind of natural, right? I mean, bumping heads, and we never really have bumped heads like that throughout the time we've been together. Not as much as I feel like we kind of have more lately, and I think this lockdown kind of had a lot to do with it too, like us not being able to go out, and he was working a little bit more than me, so like he said, he was going out to drink a lot, and that was kind of bothering me too because
She was terrified of the COVID-19.
No, I wasn't.
She was very terrified.
I wasn't terrified of it. I just didn't like how he wasn't being like at least a little bit like alert, or he's hanging out with friends that I think he only hangs out with when he drinks. Like he doesn't hang out with these friends just to hang out with them on a casual day. And I pay attention to that too, and I say, well, if you're only hanging out with these friends to drink, maybe these are not the friends you should be hanging out with all the time.
Agreed. I've been through that with Albert though, so you have to remember, men, they go through, they like, they're a little bit, I don't want to say slower because that's kind of mean, but they take a little bit longer to actually mature. It's weird. Like it takes them long, and they're like, oh yeah, like, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, but,
now
but for example, like,
somewhere.
also you guys are very young. I think it's 20 and 20, 23 and 21, right? Or 20 and 20, 23 and 20.
That's when they met.
Okay, 29 and 25.
That's when they met.
So for example, like when I was 25, but yeah, women mature faster. But when I was 25, I was a total wreck. But when like nowadays, like I have different responsibilities. So for example, sometimes I gotta go out with one of my leaders. Like for example, like Jomar and Mohammed, you guys know them. I have to, and not that I have to. I do have to, but I enjoy it, and it's part of my role as a leader and CEO of the company. Like I have to go out with like Willie, and or Eli and Mike or Eli.
But we enjoy their company, so it's easy.
But my job is to go spend time with them and mentor them. How am I going to make them better? Because these are leaders from the company. We have a lot of them that I mean, so many people now. So my job is to go and mentor them. So sometimes, like Willie or Mike and Eli, they want to go out. They want to hang out. They want to have fun. They want to mastermind. And sometimes like I'll stay late, or Willie comes here and we go downstairs, or we go eat somewhere. We have dinner. We have a couple of cocktails, drinks, and we're talking about business. And I come back home 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and I don't see my daughters. They're sleeping already, and she's waiting here at home for me. But I get here, but that's part of my role now. And I'm not out there like bars or strip clubs or doing things like that anymore. But that's my job. And like sometimes she'll go out with one of our women leaders too, and she'll go out with Patty or things like that, and then she'll come back, and it's just part of our roles. But it's different. It's like always work, and we enjoy work so much. We just like being so productive that's what's kept us growing.
Yeah.
And of course,
together.
Like for example, I live here. My neighbors are Jordan Belfort. Lewis House lives here. Last time I had a martini with Jordan Belfort. I wasn't drinking, and I was just I was staying away from drinks. And then Jordan wanted to have a martini, and I said, oh, sure, I'll have a martini. I don't even like martinis. But I got a chance to go out there and hang out with him. We were like 2 hours drinking a martini. We just sipped it. I just sipped it, but I picked his brain. I learned things that I didn't know from him. So things like that, like just value who you spend your time with.
Yes.
Value who you're going to have a drink with. If you're going to have a drink with a buddy that's not going to offer you any value or make you better, don't do it maybe.
The ones that just want to gossip, just cut it out. Read a book.
But if Bobby Castro wants to go to Disneyland with his family, and then he wants to have wine in Disneyland, of course I'm going to have wine. If you want to have 10 glasses of wine, I'll have 10 glasses of wine and pick your brain to learn how to build $1 billion company. But you guys get the point. You got to be smart and wise.
And what I'm going to share,
who you spend your time with.
What I'm going to share right now, does that answer your guys' question for the most part? We'll keep doing these because it's just a lot of questions, and I don't want to go too long because I know, I mean, at least
end that, support each other with what you like, because your guy might like some things that are weird to you, but they're normal to him, like to us.
Yeah.
And you might like things that are weird to him, like a lot of weird things that Syl does, but I'll understand it because I support her. So you have to compliment and understand each other.
Yes. And if something's bugging you, just let the person know, because do you want to live your whole life? How long can you pretend to not care about something? Like, you will get to a point where you have kids and you cannot keep pretending. Like, you just can't. So you have to be in sync with your other, period. And to close it out, guys, because we already went a little long. I still have like 3 hours of work after this. Well, assuming that this doesn't put me over the top.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like a lot of
So-
hours to wake up.
So shut up. Here you go. Anyway, I can't. Babe, me vas a hacer enojar, mi amor. I'm trying to be super supportive to you.
You're taking too long with the
So,
question.
guys, what I want to say is, so we're like going to Vegas and it's been crazy. And when I say crazy, it's like, I swear to you guys, it's like minute after minute after. Literally, this guy bought a car in what? How long did it take you? 2 days?
24 hours.
I didn't even know about it. So he's buying a car. I'm sitting here
and
like
when I- and when I
paying
bu- and-
vendors
and when I bought it, I said, I planned everything out, and I said, Danny, come by. I just bought a car for sale. We're gonna use this for marketing too. So we created all this. Like I told him, I want to video it and document it, and this is like more advanced. But when you guys do something, document it. If you start a company, or if you're a leader in your company, make sure you video everything. The more you could document your
The better.
life, your business, you show it and you use it for marketing.
and you help
If-
people.
if you're gonna buy a car, you're gonna buy this investment, make sure you turn it into a write-off to save taxes, and
Yes.
make sure that you show it, because people want to see it, and that's gonna get you more attention.
Okay, so can I finish?
Finish, yeah.
Can I keep talking? You sure? All right. So we're driving and we're driving back from Vegas. And one thing that I like to do, like I said, I'm just weird. I don't like clutter. I don't like trash. I don't like pending things. Like I'm super like, I just want to get as much done as possible, because it's really easy to like leave a lot of incomplete projects. I hate that. It drives me nuts. So what I do on planes, or like when I'm his passenger, because it's really a nightmare to be his passenger, I sit there and I delete pictures. And like iPhone's weird. It took me like to the top. And I'm looking at like pictures with our first office. Like I took a year off drinking, like my vacation, how good my body looked, then Italia, then this. And I'm like looking through literally a timeline, because we get caught in now, today, the craziness, our life, the hustle, just grinding, that it does become stressful. Him and I are together a lot, and I absolutely adore him, but he does get on my nerves a lot, like when we're like, it's like we're just like bumping heads, but it's because I know what we have to do.
And then when I
He's
leave the
super-
office, like 30 minutes later, you're like, where'd you go?
Shut up.
Like, every
Anyway,
time.
and we're driving, and I'm looking through all of that, and I'm like, I'm just so, like, I can't even believe everything that we have accomplished and how different I am. I'm still crazy, and I'm still like, I'll go till I'm done. That's one thing about me. I always go till I'm done. Always. Because I don't like incomplete things. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, like, we have done so much. But guess what? It has taken everything that we have. Sacrifices, you name it. Like, it's insane. It is just crazy. And I'm looking at everything, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I remember like why I fell in love with you and why I love you so much, and how much fun we have together, and just how much I love you. Like, it's weird. And then now I have two little monsters, that happen to be a lot like him, which is crazy. And I don't know, you have to remember those things. If you've been together a long time, I met him when I was 21. I just turned 34. So you guys can imagine that. And we literally were inseparable since we met up. He would just escape to go like clubbing and stuff. But then we had kids, and we're growing companies and doing so many things together. So that's why you have to communicate. Communication is the number one key to any successful relationship. So yeah, but I love you.
I love you more.
And thank you for my car.
You're welcome.
So
yeah,
that's
guys.
it, guys.
So
We love you.
we went way over, and
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up, but we're gonna do this every Wednesday, 7 p.m., and we're gonna keep helping you guys getting better, sharing all our successes, and most importantly, helping as many of you as many as we can, because what I've learned is that the more people we help, the more money we make. I've never
Universe.
because my money is her money. We've never had as much money as we have today. Like, we have so much available money. Our net worth is higher than ever, and it only makes us want to be better. It only makes us want to help more people.
Yeah.
It only makes me want to be a better father, be a better husband, create more events, create more friends like Mohammed,
Yeah.
like Jomar, like Mario, like Jose, that's right there, Jose Lozano, old buddies that we met through Driven.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this. And sometimes we're a little bit, like I said, today it was a rough day because we got here late last night. We had a full day at the office.
Tomorrow's gonna be like way
tomorrow
rougher.
we have
so get ready.
like 5 interviews. Friday same thing. Saturday same thing. It doesn't change whether it's weekend or holidays. When we were in Vegas, we were nonstop.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Not working.
Yeah.
So like, if you're asking yourselves, when you become a millionaire or a multimillionaire or even a billionaire, your life is not going to get less busy. It's going to get more busy, but you're going to be happier and you're going to learn how to do more with less time. So
you could always do more, guys.
Yeah.
Always. So don't sell yourself short.
And so having said that, guys, want to wish you a good night.
Good
I know
night.
it's pretty late over there in some states like Florida. I know people from other states. And if we missed anything, send me a DM, send me a message, a text, whatever.
Save it for next week.
And we'll save it for next week. Yeah. Much love, guys.
Mwah. Love you guys.